What's up, fight fans? Welcome to Mr. Mustache MMA News. Today, I want to discuss this Saturday's main event, but before we get into it, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly and to help the channel grow. All right, guys, getting right into it, we got Tai Tuivasa taking on Marcin Tybura this Saturday in the main event in the UFC heavyweight division. In a fight, man, you got Tai, who's on a 3-fight losing skid. And at one point, this is not unfamiliar territory for him. When he originally burst onto the UFC scene, he started out, I think, 3-0 within the UFC back 2017, 2018. Ran into some speed bumps, lost to Junior Dos Santos, Blagoy Ivanov, and got finished by Sergey Spivak. It was on the cusp of being cut. It might have even been cut by the UFC. But then they decided to bring him back against Stefan Struve, where he started a huge streak, revived his career, and got extremely close to a title shot. I mean, he went on a 5-fight, 5-finish win streak against guys like Stefan Struve, Harry Hunsucker, Greg Hardy, Augusto Sakai, and the Black Beast Derek Lewis. But since then, a little bit of inconsistency since he's kind of found himself at the top of the heavyweight division, fighting those elite strikers, those sharp, more technical guys like Cyril Gane, Sergey Pavlovich, and Alexander Volkov. Ended up getting finished by all those guys. But with Tuivasa, he hasn't not fought against adversity before. He's had his back against the wall before. But going against Marcin Tybura, it's a tough matchup, right? You got Marcin, who's been in the UFC for a long time now, about 6-7 years. Extreme veteran, extreme grappler. Consummate opponent. He can make things difficult for almost anybody. Yeah, he's coming off the loss to Tom Aspinall, but who isn't lately? Before that, he was riding a 2-fight win streak over the absolute fire hydrant of Blagoy Ivanov, and he was the guy who gave Alexander Romanov his first loss at the time where he had that aura of invincibility. Marcin tends to struggle against power punchers and elite strikers, against guys like Tom Aspinall, Alexander Volkov, Augusto Sakai, Shamil Abdurakhimov, and guys like Derek Lewis. But in times where he's been able to, because he has very good grappling, good wrestling, his ability to get it to the ground, good ground and pound, good submissions. He was the kind of the guy to first derail the hype train of Greg Hardy as well. He's that dude who, he is the dark horse of the heavyweight division. Probably never going to see him as champion or even smell a title fight. But he's like that gatekeeper. I mean, if you want to prove that you're ready to compete in the heavyweights of the UFC, Marcin Tybura is usually the guy to go against. And Marcin, obviously his path to success is just get it to the ground. Use his wrestling. Don't even fuck with the striking. Ty's too strong, too crisp, too explosive. And with it being 25 minutes, it definitely favors Tai Tuivasa. Every round starts standing up, so Tybura, he's got to get it to the ground. He's got to finish it first or the second round. Otherwise, rounds 3, 4, 5, it's going to be harder for him to get it to the ground. It's going to be harder for him to keep it to the ground. As for Tai Tuivasa, once he can get into these exchanges, these clinch moments, when he gets up in the scrambles and these blitz moments, these phone booth fighting moments, that's where you can see him capitalize. When Marcin fought Derek Lewis, it was a fight that he was dominating most of the fight. And then I think it was about 2.5 minutes into the third round, Derek Lewis was able to get it to the feet and capitalize on that. And that usually seems to be the case with Tybura. So Tai, he just has to don't be flat-footed, don't overextend, don't, what's the word I want to use? I don't want to say like overreach. I guess, yeah, overreach, right? But like, don't overwing it. Yeah, so I guess like overreach. Don't overreach on these punches. Don't overcommit. Stick with the uppercuts. Stick with the jab. Some leg kicks. Keep Tybura just off of you as much as possible. And every time he marches forward, pay. Stick that jab every single time out there. Make Tybura pay coming in. What was that heavyweight fight that just happened? Rosenstrike. I think that was a really good example. Like, when you got a guy who's coming in at you and who wants to grapple and who wants to wrestle you, use that jab. Stick it out. Punish him. Break his fucking nose. That's what Tai Tuivasa has to do in this fight. Just plain and simple. Just fight Like, I mean, just you have to not let him get a hold of you as if your life depended on it, and literally his job might depend on that. Because a guy like Marcin Tybura, if he gets a hold of you, man, that could be it. He can make it really dirty, really nasty, and he can control you. But over 25 minutes, I think this does favor Tai Tuivasa. I think he does get the job done. With his back against the wall, I think he's as dangerous as ever. He's been there before. This is not unfamiliar territory for him. So I expect him to go out there and get the victory. But Marcin Tybura goes out there and puts on a wrestling clinic on Tai, I wouldn't be shocked as well. Guys, let me know in the comment section what you guys think of this heavyweight main event matchup. Love to hear your guys' thoughts. And guys, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button to continue getting more MMA content by yours truly. Mr. Mustache, MMA News out. Let's fucking go, fight fans.